Hello, I'm Sophie D'Souza. Welcome to my channel, Sophie Stained Glass. If you're joining me for the first time, please check out my other videos. There's lots of them, and I hope you find something that's useful. I thought I would say a few words today about the BSMGP. For those of you who haven't heard of it, it's the British Society of Master Glass Painters, and yes, it is a mouthful. It's a very useful organisation for those of you interested in traditional stained glass. They give lectures 4 times a year in central London, and actually since COVID they've gone online, which is probably more useful to all those people who don't live in the southeast. So the lectures are given by different people who are invited. So some of them might have written a book about a particular stained glass artist, or there might be someone who's an academic specialist in Flemish painting or conservation, or there might be a practitioner, an artist who comes to talk. Varied and interesting. So I would recommend the lectures. If they ever do go back to being in person, which I guess they probably will, and maybe they'll film them as well, you can meet other artists. Actually, the organisation is of interest not just to working stained glass artists, it's of interest to academics and people who just love stained glass. So you can join as a maker or a designer or someone who's just interested. It's not expensive. I think it's about £45 to join for the year. They also have, in the middle of the year, they do a study day, which I've always found really interesting. So I think the first one I went to was about quoting, which was just so helpful. I was starting out in my career, and really, really invaluable hearing from other people who've worked in the industry for a long time, telling you what to think about before you quote. They've had artists come, all sorts of interesting things, and that's a real practitioner day, that one. They do tours, guided tours of significant and interesting stained glass. I haven't been on any of those, partly because of the travelling involved and the expense, and that I would have to take time off work to do it. But I'm sure they're fascinating. I mean, one of the great things about the BSMGP is the vast collection of minds who are immersed in stained glass and what they can contribute to the general stained glass conversation. It can be a little intimidating, I have to say, because the great and the good of the stained glass world are there. Lots of people who worked at Goddard and Gibb, which was a big stained glass firm that closed down, I think, in the 90s, possibly the 80s. So it is really stained glass old school establishment, largely, although they do try and encourage new and younger members, especially those, you know, for example at Swansea doing the stained glass course there. But it really is the sort of organisation that will help you if you want to increase your general knowledge and background on traditional stained glass. So I thought I would tell you about that in case you hadn't heard of it, because it just might be of use to you. So thank you for watching, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe.